Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Sheriff. Today, our special guest that we have is Miss Natalie Miller. She is the owner of the Magnolia House, which is located in Greensboro on Gore Street. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
It's an honor and privilege for us to have you here to actually get a chance to talk about black businesses.
Well, thank you for having me.
You know, not only black businesses, but minority business that's owned by a female and a woman of color. And that's something. So we look at the Nubian queen that God has blessed to be in that position.
Oh gosh, Sheriff.
Yeah, that's just real talk. You know, many people don't understand, and especially people of color don't understand where they come from. They don't understand the fact that they come from ancestors of kings and queens and prince and princess. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel it every day. I do. You know, nobody's ever came to me and said, well, you know, you are the descendant of kings, so and so and so. But God has spoken into me.
There you go.
So as He's spoken into you, I'm sure He has, and He will continue to speak into your life. So we thank you. I want to say thank you very much for coming and joining me today. Let's talk a little bit about how the United States of America has given the month of February. We recognize that it's been recognized as the Black History Month.
Yeah.
We had a little talk prior to going live to where I believe that Black History Month is every day for me. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. Talk to me a little bit about Magnolia House and how you all became started from the original to now.
Yeah. So the Gist family, back in 1949, they purchased the home that was a part of Old Asheboro at the time, which was a predominantly white neighborhood. Okay. And so the Gist family came in and bought it with the intentions to create this safe haven, which we know as a Green Book Hotel. And then me and my dad, both of our childhood homes are right beside each other and in the same neighborhood as the Historic Magnolia House. And so Dad, he really resonated with the home, being one of the kids that would look to see what the fancy car was that was pulling up, or, you know, who was going to be on the porch that, you know, he could get autographs from. And so when the opportunity came, and it was in really serious demise, you know, with it being that important a part of his childhood, it was important that he, you know, preserved it and kept it from what we are, I think, a little too often good at, which is just tearing old black buildings down and putting a parking deck there, or, you know, whatever is appropriate for. So that's how it came to be. And then about 4 or 5 years ago, I came in and worked with Dad to get us, you know, to carry the torch and complete the work that, you know, he was set out to do.
Oh, that's interesting. So I'm sure you get a lot of story time or storytelling from your dad about how he was raised and what he saw going on, how the neighborhood was at the time.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that when he talks with you about that? Are you one of the ones that a story can be told and you can visualize it, or you could just like, oh, okay, I can just listen to the story?
No, I'm definitely one that can visualize the stories that are being told. And I'll tell you that my daddy is one of the best storytellers there are. And he'll throw one on you. Like, he'll surprise you. But he just, he's a great storyteller. And I think that, you know, I think it's important these days, that we take the time, because it's just this fast-paced world, and we need to take the time to stop and listen and really listen to the stories that we are being told, so that we can make, you know, informed decisions about how we take that information and ingest it back into the community back into yourself or the work that you do.
That's interesting because I believe some of the things that we see today, some of the disruption through society, and especially through the black and brown community, is because people won't be transparent. They won't storytell. Or better yet, they won't even take the time out to listen to the youth. I'm a firm believer now. I'm learning. I believe children are born today for the last 10, 20 years, have been born with the gift of digital technology. And you can put a phone in a baby's hand. I mean, literally a baby, and a baby can sit there and play with that phone like it's just an everyday toy. Yeah. And we'll say back, give them my phone. They're like, well, here, there's nothing. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But we see how things have changed. So when I say that, we'll look at the fact of how life itself brings the different the things that we need, the material things that we need to help us move forward. Right. You know. So talk to me a little bit about the community. How's the community been embracive of you all, or I mean, how is it? I mean, are they? Talk to me. I've been there a few times. I love that porch. I do. I love the wraparound porch. And then when I first come there, I didn't know which way to come in, so I think I came in on the side. I've eaten there a couple times. Yeah. I've been there for a couple events. I think we did I was over there for the Sheree Jackson Foundation. I think they did an event there. We did. And then there was another event that they was doing. I think that might have been the Sheree Jackson Foundation. They had the actual actors. Yes. Oh, that was awesome.
That was awesome. The domestic violence. Yes.
That was awesome.
Yeah. I thought, it was brilliant because it actually was also a fundraiser for a young design student. Yeah. And
I remember that now.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Must have been about 5 years ago.
Probably more like 3, I think. Really? Not that long. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was. In terms of, you asked about the community support. So I think that as we continue to share and educate the community with the significance and the rich stories within those walls and how that really helped to mold, the Black history or the historic fabric of Greensboro and the Triad. The community, I think we're in a place where we want to stop and listen to figure out, well, what can I do or how can I be a part? In terms of community support for us, I think as it relates to people wanting to stop and listen, some are more ready than others. When it comes to the Magnolia House, I think this past year has been a phenomenal year in looking at how the community has really wrapped themselves around Magnolia House. Okay. I'll take an example. I'll share an example. Just recently, we lost our semi-permanent outdoor structure to the ice storm, and it completely folded, and it captured 65% of our business, and we just opened in January, so it was a pretty significant hit. And I picked up the phone, and I was talking to Laura Way over Arts Greensboro, and I said, Laura, this just doesn't feel good. I need help. And so from there, it was Arts Greensboro, Simila Foundation, Weaver Foundation, Bryan Foundation. it was this community of support, this domino effect.
The major stakeholders in Guilford County and James and Greensboro.
Yeah,
I get
and
you.
just they just hugged the Magnolia House to, okay, so what do we need to do? And then, you know, DGI and Roy Carroll, and it was just, and so I'm sitting here and I'm just seeing this magnificent, literally domino effect of energy and support poured into helping us to sustain, to keep this place and this education going. And, you know, that's, I mean, we've come a significant long way from when we first started.
So did the ice storm tear up a little structure to the on the outside of it, the original?
So it completely bent the tent.
Okay.
The poles,
Okay.
the metal poles.
I got you.
So, yeah.
So have you gotten a chance to get it back yet, or?
So we're in the process of, so DGI is doing a $5,000 challenge grant with the community,
Okay.
so that we can replace it with a permanent tent.
That's what's up.
And the foundations are helping with the temporary structure. So we're still able to operate.
So are they taking donations from the community as well?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give a donation. Yeah.
Thank you, Sheriff. I appreciate that.
Believe me, I'm a business owner, and a business owner, and I understand. It's amazing when we get caught up in things, and you know, no one wants to help.
Yeah.
You know, and I've learned over the years, I believe the more that I'm able to do what little bit I can to help somebody else, God always provides. Yeah. He does.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because I think that just being here, so I was born and raised here, so I moved back. But being here for the little bit of time I've been here, well, I guess it's a little, 4 or 5 years, I think we do a really good job of staying where we're comfortable. And, you know, that can be a double-edged sword, because, you know, we still have to stop and keep up with the pace at which the world is moving.
Yes.
And so if we continue to stay in our comfort zone,
You'll never get anywhere.
we won't.
I remember, can I tell you a little story? Yeah. So I was working, I was on my way to work one night, years ago, and I'm riding down English Road in I-1. And as I'm riding down, I can hear, think outside the box. Come out the box. And I was on my way to work a third shift job. I had everything to do. I had to take care of children, child support. I was living life, you know, living life, as people would say, the American dream. I can talk about that a little bit, because the American dream, in my opinion, is a little different. You know? But nevertheless, I'm on my way, and I can hear God tell me, think outside the box. And He gave me a scenario or something, how we become so comfortable with inside. And told me, when you think, and you think outside that box, and you explode outside that box, then you control your destiny.
Indeed, I agree with that.
And it's interesting, because your uncle, your father, and now you know, you are the one that God has placed there to rebuild that wall. Like I was saying a little earlier, Nehemiah. Yeah. Nehemiah was given the decree to rebuild the wall, and not to come off, or not to be unfocused, or not to be focused. He was told to be focused. He had everything around him, and everyone around him that he needed for it to become successful. The question is, just a question, have you actually looked around you to see who's there with you to protect you as you build that wall. That's just real talk.
That is real talk.
And a lot of times people, they want something. Oh, if you come to me and you say you're helping me, but yet you're hidden agenda or you're hidden motives of that way. Once I get him there, then I can get this from him or her. That's not how it works. Continue to build a wall. Yeah, and build those leaders around. They're around you. They all around. I see one now. All around. Let's talk a little bit about those that. Let's talk about your menu. Talk about your menu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everything that we do with Magnolia is extremely intentional, and that it pays tribute to and is replicating how the Gist family ran the Green Book Hotel. And naturally, Mama Gist would feed people. Louis Armstrong, for one, was in love with her cooking. And so our menu that we have for our Sunday brunches that are every Sunday between 11 and 3, the menu is very, it's got some Southern comfort to it.
Okay.
It's been a fun challenge because we're taking Southern comfort food and trying to infuse healthy with that, which can be a challenge.
So do you have grits?
I do.
Do you have fried fish?
We do.
Or fried chicken wings? That's healthy for me with some fruit.
Yeah.
I'm on my way.
Okay. Well, I'll see you there.
Yeah. But you go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I love it. And I noticed you closed your eyes as you were talking about the menu.
Yeah.
It's that kind of good.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I love some good eating, I try not to eat a lot of fried foods, but it is what it is. I'm trying to live longer too, but.
Yeah. Well, it's okay, moderation and pacing yourself. But there is truth behind music and food.
That it is.
And that's what we know. The Black culture.
That's right.
You can get through anything with music and food.
Do you remember, I don't know if you do or not, but I'm a little older than you, but as a child, we would be sitting there and we'd be eating and we'll be humming or singing, and grandmama would say, "Boy, don't you sing at the table." They used to tell us that. But that was a part, I did not know. Mm-hmm. That was a part of my makeup of who we were. And could I sing? No. But I enjoyed the fact was that I'm sitting here eating something and it's real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Campbell soup commercial had nothing on the original table.
Indeed. There is some love that goes in the cooking for real. It's funny, you were talking about humming at the table. So one of the things that I am very humbled by is my own bloodline and some of the African American pioneers that have helped pave the way for the work that we do. And my great uncle, Samuel Penn, who my dad, Samuel Penn Pass, is named after, he was the first Black police officer here in Greensboro. And when Daddy pulled me up to the table and, you start pulling out the pictures, and start telling me and talking to me. He worked the East Market beat, which I think is so cool to hear. So he was up on East Market, was his territory, and some of the stories that and the experiences that he went through, he would tell those stories through poems. And I remember I read a poem of his, and it was interesting, heavy, to say the least, but going back to the point of music, it's just another form of storytelling for us, and it goes way back.
And it relaxes you. You know,
It does.
you know, with him being the first black police officer in the city of Greensboro, that probably would have put him about in the late 50s. You know, where the black officers could arrest black people that was in violation, but they could not even detain whites. They had to make sure they made a phone call and say, look, you know, Jimmy Bob over here is beating up on somebody or whatever situation. And history has changed, you know. So, you know, those things have changed, so we're very grateful. But when we look at, continue to focus on the black history piece, I believe people such as yourselves and other business owners in this community throughout all of Guilford County should continue to not just focus on February.
Yeah, that's for sure.
February is your month. No, every day is our month. Every day is our day.
It is.
And we get a chance to put it out there and teach and educate our youth, prepare someone that's coming up that may want to say, hey, you know what? I want to start a Magnolia House too. I may want to start something that complement or the idea, you know, back and thinking out that box, you know. We look at the community, when I look at the community as a whole, I get a chance to look at it from many different eyes, you know. And sometimes, a lot of times I wonder, I do, I wonder why businesses or some particular groups didn't make it, or, you know.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately, it's been so unfortunately that many of it has become because of one, the lack of finances, two, the lack of learning how or being taught how to manage, you know. And three, you know, they're gonna always have that crab in the bucket mentality.
Yeah, that's definitely a real thing.
That's real.
It is real. It is very real.
Instead of coming together and seeing how you can branch from there and do other great things, you know. So I don't know. I just wondering. And as I see the youth today that are coming up, they have a challenge ahead of them. You know, a major challenge, and I'm hoping and praying that community owners and business owners and leaders like yourself and many others that's within this community that are doing a phenomenal job. Then we have some that's not. We'll talk. We'll do the things that need to be done to help those, the youth, you know. I like the idea that from your uncle, your dad, to you, that you all have not been puppets. That's real.
Yeah, so authenticity it plays a big role.
It does, it does.
It really does.
And then to hear you called out the different names that has gravitated towards you or in your circle or has helped you all, that's awesome. Diversity is the key to life.
Agreed.
You know, and some of the names you threw out there, I don't know them personally, just know them through either telephone conversation or bypassing or something. The money wouldn't hurt them at all, you know? Thing is though, is I believe God would touch the hearts of those. I do, I really do. I'm a big God heart person, you know? Because in Psalms 119 tells me, says, teach me how to hide that word in my heart that I may not sin against you. You know? So he said, hey, and I'm gonna give you that.
Yeah.
And I'm through some more scriptures in Jeremiah 29:11, where he's giving us the hope, the encouragement to follow through life. Life is challenging. You know, it's challenging. And especially when you are a business owner, especially when you are dealing with life itself as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, the main thing is to hold on to what you believe and the great leaders that you've surrounded yourself around. I'm sure you continue to surround yourself around smart people. I always tell the sheriff's deputies around here, or the administrative staff, or the team Guilford, I'm surrounded by some really, really great, phenomenal, intelligent people. That's real talk.
I can feel it. I can feel it when I walked in the door.
I am, and there's nothing but love for them. There's a song said, "Nothing but love for you, baby."
There you go. There you go. Look at music infusing in that talk.
That's right. I tell, hey, nothing but love for you. That's what I tell them. You know. So, anything you want the community to know, anything that you're doing new that's coming up, you want the community to know, you want us to know, so we can help you push it out there. Not just for the month of February, but for every day.
Every day. So, I think this year we had a significant accomplishment in terms of our overall mission, because we opened up, publicly we opened up in January as a hotel, which that put us in a category of being a 100% replica of the functioning 1949 Green Book Hotel. And so this January, I've really been focused on just getting back to business and opening up. And so we have that Sunday brunch that we talked about every Sunday from 11 to 3. But one of our newest programs is our arts program that we have, which is the Juke Joint.
Okay.
And right now we aim to do it twice a month, hoping to build that out as the community comes and joins and support us to continue that program. And that program's really special. Actually, it's coincidental because it's music, but it's our way of paying tribute to and honoring our historic artists and musicians that, stayed with us. And so, the Juke Joint, it's either Thursdays or Fridays, and we have it on our website, and we would just love for the community. It feels good.
Yeah.
It really does, and it brings everybody together.
Yeah. That's what's up. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I will give a donation. I will.
Thank you.
Okay. Give me the paperwork, and we'll take care of that. Because I want to see you continue to succeed and to continue to think out the box. I'm very grateful for your uncle and your dad to have started, and you continue to move forward with it. Has it been easy? No. We know that. we know that. We can get the monies and embrace like other people get. Life can be a whole lot easier, but unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Have not happened like that for us. But it will. It will get better. I was listening. I was watching. I won't even say, but nevertheless, I just want to say thank you very much for this opportunity, for allowing me to have the chance to sit down with you, listen to you a little bit about what you're doing over there. I know you're doing some great works, and I look forward to some greater works to come through.
Thank you.
And the youth to come through. Y'all can teach those youth how to get it rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Our education program actually is pretty exciting because we're going to be working with the public and private schools around our Magnolia Shoebox Lunch and Learn program. The fourth graders in particular.
That's the best.
Yeah. Well, they have this required North Carolina history program, and it's in their backyard. So there's about 5,000 fourth graders that we're going to be looking to touch and educate about.
Well, let me know what the sheriff's office can do.
Okay.
We'd love to be a part of that.
Thank you.
We'd love to be a part of it. I get a chance to read to them through Zoom. I used to get a chance to go out to the schools until they pulled back with COVID and stuff, but I love it. I love the fact because they're not shy. Mm-hmm. They're not shy. They are not shy.
They are not.
And some things be so funny. I'd be like, oh my God, did you ask that question?
Right.
Yeah, so, hey look, thank you so very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
And thank you. I wish and pray nothing but success over everything that y'all do over there.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Hey, this concludes another episode of Coffee with the Sheriff. Thank you, and have a great day. Thank you.